Hello, so today is a bit of a change from what it says on the calendar. What we're going to do today is we are going to finish up day 2 notes. So take out your note packets and turn to day 2, example number 12, which I know we did example number 12 in class yesterday, Tuesday, but we're going to go back through it to kind of get back into what we did and then go from there. So number 12. We have 2 times the quantity x plus 4 and then plus 5x. So remember we start by distributing that 2 in. So that gives us 2x plus 8 and then plus 5x, and then we combine like terms. So 2x plus 5x is 7x. 8 is not a like term, so we leave it in the back, 7x plus 8. Remember, we always want to write our answers in standard form. X is first in descending order of exponent. So that's why we have 7x plus 8 versus 8 plus 7x. All right, number 13, let's distribute that 5. So that gives us 5 times x is 5x, 5 times 1 is 5. And now let's distribute that 2. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times negative x is negative 2x. Combine our like terms, 5x take away 2x gives us 3x's. 5 plus 8 gives us 13. 3x and 13 are not like terms, so that's as far as we can go. Number 14, do not do this. Okay? Order of operations, we have to multiply before we subtract. So we cannot start a problem like 14 by subtracting. Subtraction always comes last. So we need to distribute that negative 2 in. So we have 8 minus 2x minus 8, and now we can add and subtract. So I have a positive 8 and a negative 8, which adds to be 0. So mathematicians, we're lazy. We don't write plus zeros, we just leave it as negative 2x. 15. Distribute in that 2. We get 2x plus 6, because 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 3 is 6. Now let's distribute in that 3. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times negative x is negative 3x. And now combine our like terms. 2x plus negative 3x gives us negative 1x. 6 plus 15 gives us 21. So we end up getting negative 1x plus 21. 16, distribute in that 3. We have 3y plus 6 minus 4y. Combine our like terms, 3y plus negative 4y, so positive 3y take away 4, I'm left with 1 negative, plus 6, again, always write the y's first, the variables first. You did not need the 1 there. If you just wrote negative y plus 6, that's good too. 17, do not subtract first, jump straight to distributing. Distribute in that negative 4, so we have 9x minus 8x, because negative 4 times 2x is negative 8x, plus 4. Don't forget to distribute that negative along with the 4. So negative 4 times negative 1 gives us that positive 4. Now combine our like terms. 9x take away 8x leaves us with 1x. So we have 1x plus 4. 18, distribute in that negative 1, because there is that invisible negative 1 there. And we get negative 1x minus 2. Now let's distribute in that negative 2. Minus 2 plus 2x, because negative 2 times negative x is positive 2x. Combine our like terms. Negative x plus 2x gives us 1x. Negative 2 plus negative 2 is negative 4. 19, do not subtract first. We have to multiply before we subtract. So distribute that negative 4 in. So we get 1, negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. Negative 4 times negative 2x is positive 8x. Combine those like terms, we get 8x minus 3 because 1 take away 4 leaves us with negative 3. And finally, number 20, we're going to distribute in that 2. 2 times 3x is 6x. 2 times 6 is 12. Now I'm going to distribute in that negative 4. Negative 4 times 2x is negative 8x. Negative 4 times negative 3 is positive 12. Combine my like terms. 6x take away 8x, negative 2x. 12 plus 12 is 24. All right, double distributing. When we have a binomial times a binomial or a binomial times any polynomial, we have to make sure that everything in the first polynomial gets distributed into everything in the second polynomial. So I need to distribute the x into the x minus 3, and then I need to distribute the 2 into the x minus 3. So let's start with distributing in the x. X times x gives me x to the second power. Our properties of exponents, if you have x to the power of a times x to the power of b, you have x to the power of a times b, right? Because think about, what does it mean to do x squared? To square something means to multiply it by itself. So x to the second power means x times x. So x times x gives us that x to the second power. So I just, oh, sorry about that. The bell scared me. All right, continuing on. So to recap, x times x gave us x squared. X times negative 3 gives us negative 3x. And now we're going to distribute in that 2. So 2 times x gives us positive 2x. And then 2 times negative 3 gives us negative 6. So again, we got the x squared minus 3x by distributing the x into the x minus 3. And then we got the 2x minus 6 by distributing the 2 into the x minus 3. And now, always, are there like terms? So in this situation, yeah, I actually get some like terms in the middle here. So we can combine our x's. I have negative 3x and a positive 2x. So when we combine them, we're left with negative 1x. So our final answer is x squared minus x minus 6. All right, so we're going to practice this. So number 22, I'm going to distribute the x into the x minus 6. So that's x squared minus 6x, because x times x is x squared, x times negative 6 is negative 6x. And now I'm going to distribute in the negative 5. So negative 5 times x gives me negative 5x. Negative 5 times negative 6, that negative times a negative gives us a positive 30. Combine our like terms in the middle, and we end up getting x squared minus 11x plus 30. Number 23, distribute the 3x into the x minus 9. So 3x times x gives us 3x squared. 3x times negative 9 gives us negative 27x. And now let's distribute the 7 into the x minus 9. So 7 times x gives us a positive 7x. 7 times negative 9 gives us negative 63. Combine our like terms, we have a negative 27x and a positive 7x. So when we combine our like terms, we get 3x squared minus 20x minus 63. All right, let's do one more, and then I think we'll be good. Number 24. I'm going to take that 4x and distribute it into the 3x minus 2. So 4x times 3x gives us 12x squared. 4x times negative 2 gives us negative 8x. And now I'm going to distribute the negative 1 into the 3x minus 2. So negative 1 times 3x is negative 3x. Negative 1 times negative 2 is positive 2. And now we can combine like terms. So in the middle here, I have a negative 8x and a negative 3x. So I just combine like terms and we get 12x squared minus 11x plus 2. All right, so now what we're going to be doing is we are going to be writing expressions from a verbal expression. So take a second, write down different words that mean addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. So for example, words that mean addition, we have sum, increased by, more than, plus. Subtraction, we have decreased by, minus, less than, difference. Multiplication, we have multiplied of, times, product. And division, we have divided and quotient. And these aren't the only words that mean addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. These are just the most common that we see. So let's take a look at number 27. Write the phrase as a verbal expression. The product of 17 and a number. So product means multiply. So the product of 17 and a number means 17 times x or 17x. I just arbitrarily picked the variable x. Any variable would do. It just is, we don't know what the number is, so we have to use a variable. The difference of a number and 5. So difference means subtraction. So we have the difference of a number and 5, so x minus 5. 3 times the sum of a number and 7. So order of operations. The only way that we can add first before we multiply is if our addition is in parentheses. So in order to do 3 times a sum, we have to put the sum in parentheses. So times means multiply, sum means add. So the only way that we can multiply something that's added is if we put what's being added in parentheses. So we have the sum of a number and 7, so x plus 7, and then we put that in parentheses and then times 3. So that's how we get 3 times the sum, because I don't want to just do 3 times x and then add 7. I want to do 3 times that sum. So I want to add first and then multiply by 3. Half the difference of a number and 14. So same thing. I want to take half of, there's the word of, half of the difference. So I'm multiplying by half, but I'm multiplying the difference. So the only way that I can subtract before I multiply is if my subtraction is in parentheses. So half the difference of a number and 14. A number and 14, I'm subtracting those, putting it in parentheses. So we say, hey, do the subtraction first, and then I'm multiplying by 1/2. So I have half of the difference of a number and 14. 31. 3 times the sum of a number and 7. So again, I have 3 times the sum. So in order to add before I multiply, I have to put the sum of a number and 7 in parentheses before I multiply by 3. What? 3 times the sum of a number and 7, 3 times the sum of a number and 7. Oh, we just did that one twice. 32. The difference of 4 and 5 times the quantity of a number and 6. So the difference of 4 and 5 times the quantity of a number. So a lot of words here. Let's take this apart. We have the difference, so I'm going to be subtracting. 4, so I'm subtracting 4, and 5 times the quantity of a number in 6. So we have 5 times the quantity, that means parentheses, of a number and 6. So and is going to mean addition in this situation. So we have the difference, we're subtracting, of 4 and 5 times, so we're multiplying the quantity, that means parentheses, of a number and 6. So that word and in this situation is actually going to mean addition. Number 33, 4 less than 7 times a number. So be very careful. The biggest mistake that I see students write is 4 minus 7x. But this is not 4 less than 7 times a number. This is 7 times a number less than 4. If we want 4 less than a number, then we need to be subtracting by 4. So 4 less than means that we're going to be subtracting 4 from 7 times a number. So 7x minus 4 is how you end up taking 4 away or having 4 less. Number 34, 6 times a number less than 15. I think there's a typo in this example, so we're just going to skip number 34 here. I think what it's trying to get at is 6 times the quantity of a number that is less than 15. I think that's what this problem's trying to get at, but it's missing a word or two, so we're just going to skip 34 there. 35, the price of a pencil, X, increased by 5. So we have X plus 5 increased by, meaning addition. And finally, 36, the value of a car, N, decreased by 1,500. So decreased by means subtraction, and we can't pick any variable here. It chose the variable for us, so we get N minus 1,500. All right, so your homework tonight is essentially to finish worksheet number 2. So we did 1 through 15 for homework Tuesday night, and now let's finish it 16 through 45. That's our homework tonight. I will not check any of it in until tomorrow, Friday, and I'll just check the whole assignment number 2 in. All right? If you felt like you were struggling with today's lesson, remember, my office hours are posted in the back of the classroom on the bulletin board, outside of our classroom on the wall, as well as in Google Classroom. I have some office hours tomorrow before school, as well as Friday before school if you want to come on by, and we can go on this lesson a little bit more one-on-one together. If not, enjoy the rest of your period. It is to work on the homework, and I will see you all Friday. Bye.